Hey, so today I'm talking about being prude or being frigid, both of which are terms that have been applied to me not recently, but back in high school I managed to have a rumour going around that I was a slut at the same time as people assuming I was a prude. Not sure how I managed that one. So where's that? I'm going to look at the dictionary definitions, because, we all know that's how words get their meaning. So let's have a look first at, how about prude? A person who is excessively proper or modest in speech, conduct and dress. So I'm not sure this is proper in dress. Wonder Woman, probably also, not so much. I'm not sure. Actually, I behave when I'm talking to you guys, don't I? I have a bit of a reputation for swearing like a sailor in real life. I try to be good and tone it down on here, but yeah, so definitely, dress, no. I mean, I might not wear the most revealing clothes, but tiny little shorts are fun sometimes, and so are corsets and things, so yeah. Swearing, so speech. So let's have another look back at that definition, shall we? If we go further down and look at another definition, we get a person who affects or shows an excessively modest, prim or proper attitude, especially regarding sex. I'm not sure my attitude really fits that. Fascinated, finding it hilarious, possibly, but modest attitude, I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm doing this topic today because it's something that happened when I went to the pub with my friends the other day. We're an interesting bunch, and a friend got a sausage, one thing led to another, horrific jokes happened, and a song was written on the spot to the tune of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And I would recite the lyrics here, but I fortunately have forgotten them. But I think it can be summed up with the title, which was Jenny the Worst Asexual. Yes, so Prude. How about frigid, though? Because, frigid means something else, right? Let's see what that means. Very cold in temperature. Or, without warmth of feeling or without ardor or enthusiasm. You've all seen me getting about things, so let's try the third one. Stiff or formal. And its synonyms are things like aloof, standoffish, distant. Yeah, so I'm relatively sure that frigid. No, I mean, I was. Well, no, I wasn't. I was shy. There is a exceptional difference, but in that case, maybe it makes sense to be like frigid. But currently, you're quite likely to find me squealing with joy over things, sprawled on my friend's knees, wanting attention, all this kind of thing. I like people. I like being around people. So that's me. So, if nothing else, you've got one example, and I reckon most of the other people on this channel. So, but why did we automatically get assumed to be these things? I mean, the frigid one, I think, makes more sense, because if you're coming across in a certain way, if you don't want people to flirt with you, then one way to try and stop that is to be standoffish to people flirting with you. But I don't think that should necessarily mean you're frigid. It just means you don't want people flirting with you. I sometimes act like that. Or go and run over to my male friends and save me, but, I sometimes act like that. And I guess that's kind of why frigid might come through. So, frigid, I can understand. I think it's a bad choice of terminology. I think shy or not wanting to be treated that way suits it better, but prude? Now, to me, a prude is somebody whose attitude doesn't just affect themselves. I mean, me saying, I'm not particularly interested in sex and I don't really want sex. That's not being prudish. Being prudish would be saying, I think sex is disgusting and nobody should be having sex. There's a big difference between the two statements. And granted, some people might believe the latter, but I don't think a lot of us do. So, I can be sort of a prude in certain situations, but, like, you know, PDAs of a certain kind of amount. I mean, seriously, if I'm on a train for 2 hours and I'm sat behind you and you spend those 2 hours making out noisily and sloppily, I'm not gonna be impressed. I wouldn't say that's being a prude. I would say that's expecting a level of, you know, I don't even know, just not wanting that there in my face on a train journey. However, like, you know, I don't know, people stopping in the street to make out with them without checking you're behind them, so you walk into them, and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, and then they're making out with them. Yeah, that's about as British as I get. And even then, I think I don't get that because I'm ace, I get that because of my mum, who is equally like that. Actually, my mum is more prudish than I am, and, but, you know, she's not ace. Well, I don't think she's ace. We'll say she's not. So, you know, I think there's a level of prudishness that comes, but I don't think that comes from the fact I'm asexual. I think it's PDAs are situation dependent, sometimes really inappropriate. Like if I'm talking to you and you start making out with your boyfriend midway through a conversation, I'm gonna be a little bit unimpressed, and I don't really think that's being prudish. I think that's just not wanting to see you sucking each other's faces off while I'm sat there. Maybe that is. But, yeah. So, you know, I wouldn't say somebody's a prude because they don't want sex. They're a prude if they try to make you not want sex and force you to conform to their ideals, but I don't think a lot of us do that. In fact, I think I talked about that in my video last week. Yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling, but that's prudes and being frigid to me. Hopefully I will get these videos up early on a Friday. This is still Friday. Half an hour. It's 11:30. And nobody's in the house, so I can upload a video. So my internet works. But yes,